What happened to you, man? Used to be cool.
I'm still cool.
Nah, you've changed, man.
Alright, welcome to the Simpsons, episode 1 of season 35, Homer's Crossing. You might be expecting me to say stupid lady, but I think since YouTube has gotten my point of stop doing this, they basically stopped doing it. The only thing left now is Simpsons Springfield Mysteries. That damn bastard. Anyways, let's get on with it, shall we? So this one actually has some, because I'm the gatekeeper of the universes, trying to make sure all the universes are in one harmony. This one does have a freaking issue, and plus you have a little cough up of another one. It's not really an issue, it's just something where it's like, interesting. So let's go with what's going on here. So Homer basically is at work, and lo and behold, there was another meltdown, and it was solved. Thanks to Lenny? Yes, somehow Lenny now has the freaking system Homer has, maybe in a smaller form, or they switched the system out, and lo and behold, now he's the safety inspector, while Homer is just there. Well, why aren't you firing him yet then? What the fuck? So let's back up and actually talk about some of the ideas that's from the universe, because we're on universe 4 now. So I don't know which universe it is, so you might know, but I'm just going to tell it by episode. We have 2 episodes here. Episode 1 was the one, I think this happened in Universe 1, the original universe, where he had to go eeny, meeny, miny, mo, and he saved everyone from getting blown. And also, not to mention, he also saved another meltdown when he was Fat Homer with the moo-moo. Yeah, don't forget about that one. He saved the freaking thing again. And then we get to the point of where it's revealed that there's another safety inspector, most likely happened in Universe 2 or 3, where we have another one. So it's 2 safety inspectors. And the other safety inspector who's been busting his rear quit. But as soon as Homer actually got hypnotized and being a little boy again, they had to bring him out of retirement, and he had to still work again. But you'd have to admit, though, it's like, don't forget, Homer actually also got upgraded twice. So, yeah, they had to have a safety inspector, a second safety inspector. So, with that said, basically, we have this idea now where the safety inspector, that second one, most likely retired again. And now, since he retired again, Lenny became the second safety inspector, along with his other job, which we don't even know what he does. It's like, yeah, what's your other job, Lenny? Has your job just been moved to being the second safety inspector? It's like, is that what we're really going with? Because it's like, okay, that makes more sense if you just say that Lenny's the second safety inspector finally, instead of he was one of the ones that was dealing with some of the plutonium plutonium tubes. Because I remember, yeah, he worked with that. He worked hands-on with it. So I guess technically you would say he might have actually got a raise, I think. So, not to mention, don't forget when he became Carl's assistant in that one episode too, when Carl got promoted. So with all that said, you can see that's like, this solves everything, where it's like, oh, the new safety inspector is Lenny. Lenny's the new safety inspector number 2. Would have been nice, actually, they did that in the episode, but you have to freaking dance around and figure out that there's 2 safety inspectors. The original safety inspector got finally retired and got brought back, and then he retired again because, well, he retired. He just came in by some emergency. So with that said, we get on, and it turns out his old one that, well, this is not the one that he actually got brand spanking new, because remember, he poured water or something on the freaking 587, and he had to get a brand new one, which I think they did get a brand new one. And with all that said, that's the one that Lenny's using, and they moved it and got a replica, or they got the one that was poured and destroyed. They somehow remembered to grab that, so it wasn't storage. They brought it back, they hollowed it out, and they put cleaning supplies in it, which makes it pretty stupid, versus the idea of they just made a replica. They made a very good replica, and it turned out to just be nothing but shelvings. Not to mention, well, no, we can't say that. Wait, yes, we can. The fact of where it's like there's many things in his desk that should be in there. And yes, they could have moved it. I guess that makes sense. But on the other hand, I think it's different universes issues here. So Homer felt not good for himself. And oh, yes, don't forget that this also started with Homer being in the meeting. Yes, he is in a meeting for the let's say PTA meeting, and they need a crossing guard, and Homer accidentally raised up his hand when he was actually doing something else. So he's a crossing guard, and he has to wake up at 8, and well, his job really got him down to where he's like, I'm just gonna sleep in. It's like, you can't sleep in, you have to go to freaking help the kids. And note, Otto decided to be on freaking drugs and drove away with the bus. So every kid has to walk to school, which basically be like, hold up. Because don't forget, there was carpooling. There was a carpooling episode where, and this is the one when we find out that Fat Tony has a son. So it's kind of funny where it's like, oh, so everyone gets to walk to school now. So that means that that episode was complete hogwash bullcrap. Because it's like, yes, because everyone else has cars. You could have done it, man. It's like, yeah, Bart wrecked the freaking bus, I think. And it's like, yeah, you could have just done that again. But it's like, yeah, but we wanted to have Homer as a crossing guard. And it's like, well, I think you most likely screwed up the universe then. It's like, I'm sorry to tell you this, but you screwed up the universe because you had this issue before and you said carpool. Now instead, you're going to be like, it's like the only way to save their ass is by saying, oh, but we want to make sure it's clean for the world. That's what we're trying to do now. We depended on the bus so we don't waste a lot of emissions. So since the bus is gone, we don't want to bring lots of cars in because, oh my gosh, you know, greenhouse gases. So we're going to make the kids walk. And it's like, okay, that would work if you would have said it, but you didn't say it. So I have to say, damn, you guys, damn, do your homework. Damn it, do your homework. So Homer came out, and Homer actually got bullied by the kids, and lo and behold, he had to save one kid about to get run over, and it was Ralph. And I was like, that's going to be good. It's like, Homer and Wiggum technically have somewhat of a friendship, but considering different universes, it comes to the question, yeah, no, yeah, no, yeah, no. It's like, yeah, it's like he should actually have a deeper relationship with Wiggum, considering he did actually save his mother once. But then we went to the next universe. Oh, it turns out that now Wiggum don't remember anything that happened and how he saved his mom, or he's trying to cover his this time. And it's like, I don't know. Anyways, he saved his son. Because they did that, he's marked as heroes. They're able to get some more funding because there was some issue that happened. So now he's able to hire 10 more people, and he got a freaking army. And then he was able to militarize the army, which is like, hold up. Because the crazy part is like, wait, hold on. We already have one little issue here. It's like, Spring Shield basically became the police of Springfield. And yet he never actually got funding for it. Yeah, that's the messed up part. It's like, yeah, he didn't get funding for it. He didn't get to actually hire more people. He just had Lenny and Carl. So it gets very messed up. Be like, hold on. So when he's a crossing guard, he was able to get the money to actually hire at least 14 people in his profession. But Spring Shield, he only got 3 people. Only 3 people. Heck, I'm shocked that he didn't even bring Marge into this, considering she was trained as a police officer. Yeah, and Lou and Eddie just ducked out. And it's like everyone who's a police officer ducked out. And it's like, well, why did you duck out? What the hell? So in this case, it's like, yeah, this seems not really helpful or useful because he didn't militarize the freaking Spring Shield. So then why in the world did he do it now? Welcome to the fourth universe Homer, I guess. So with fourth universe Homer here, he militarized them. He gave them interesting weaponry, and it's like, holy crap, with Disco Stew there too. Mole Man actually gets to have a chance to be a hero. Don't forget about Gil. It's like, yeah, it's interesting that they mended bridges, but that's like way back in the second universe, where it's like, yeah, the bridges have been mended, even though he overstayed his welcome, and then Marge screwed him over when he came to getting a job finally. It's like, yeah, good job, Marge. Yeah, it gets very funny where it's like, you can't, like, yeah, because we get to the point of where he's now using his power and he's not actually getting free meals, and he's just like, you're kind of starting to abuse your power, and it's like, Lisa, you can't talk, because right now he could actually have a talk show, but he listened to what you said and the talk show got canceled. So it's like, yeah, Lisa, I understand you might actually be a good voice of reason, but sad to say that when it comes down to some things, you kind of screwed things over. And I'm not going to say that in the end she actually caused this, but it's like, you kind of did the freaking Kyle effect. But anyways, let's continue on. So he basically now is saving the world, in quotation, saving the world, saving the street, lane by lane, sidewalk by sidewalk. And yes, he might be hassling some people, which, yeah, that was a little bit troublesome, but Mole Man gets to finally actually get his revenge for people being jerkasses. It's like, gotta admit, Mole Man at least gets to have some good times here. And then all of a sudden, of course, you have Police Chief Wiggum, who's pissed off. It's like, first, it was the idea of cutting their funding. Next after that is Wiggum actually want to have a piece of Homer. And he actually broke his freaking window and said, you are crossable. And it's like, he referenced himself as a pig, and I'm like, as a police officer, you shouldn't really actually reference yourself as a pig. I'm just saying, you should actually at least reference yourself as a dog, because you have a canine unit. At least do that. But it's like, yeah, if you get the pig, when you mess with a pig, you get the snout, and it's like, that sucks, man. You shouldn't have done that. I think Lou and Eddie would definitely be like, Chief, you shouldn't have referred us as pigs. Oh, did I mention that freaking Principal Skinner's voice is different? Yeah, I'm pretty sure something bad happened, or I don't know, but either way, his voice sounds very different now. Anyways, with that said, so we keep going, and we get to the point where it's like lots of people now want to cross over Homer. So apparently, all of a sudden, we just got the freaking, let's say, Anchorman 2 craziness of where we got freaking CIA over here, we got the police officers over here, the freaking lifeguards over here, the freaking meter maids and meter butlers are over there. We get lots of people over there freaking doing it, and he's trying to say, hey, you guys don't serve anyone. I saved a life. What do you do? As soon as Homer went to the police and said, you stop robbers from robbing banks, it's like, that's good, though. It's like, Homer, but that's good. You really should actually been stabbing Wiggum, because, well, Wiggum's not good at his job, though. It's like, yeah, it's like Wiggum should have been pimp slapped like 5 times by now, considering we got the freaking, Rex. Yeah, we got Rex who took over his position. We had the female lady who took over his position once. He got usurped like so many times where it's like, but dude, you're not doing your job anyways. Yes, you might be stopping a bank robber, most likely Snake, but still, in the end of it, it's like, but you're not really doing good in your job. And not to mention, you admit you set bribes, dude. So it's like, I'm sorry to tell you this, but dude, you're not actually doing your job, though. You might be saving lives somewhat, but you're not actually saving all the lives you can save. And don't forget about livelihoods. So anyways, what really happens at the very end is that Otto returned, and the case of hitting Homer. So now Homer is in a cast in a hospital because, well, now he stopped everything. And Otto's like, oh no, I'm going to jail, right? And Wiggum's like, nope, not in your life. So it's like, Wiggum actually is like, you did us a solid taking down Homer like that. And it's like, man, some bull crap. Especially the fact of the reason why Marge quit the freaking police was because of what? They took all the evidence away and they couldn't actually nail. I forgot his name. He's like, yeah, I forgot his name. But it's like, ooh, yeah. So everyone's been reverted back. Maybe you shouldn't have made Homer the freaking lifeguard. But on the other hand, Ralph most likely might have not lived. Maybe. And, well, it ends with just Lisa gloating. It's like gloating, or at least trying to say, oh, well, here's the lesson that you should learn, is that you became the hammer, and every time you see people now, you got too big to where everyone's a nail. And it's like, and that's the freaking Kyle effect. You might ask, what's the Kyle effect? Well, in South Park, Kyle actually kept on saying that, hey, Stan, you're going to end up in San Diego. And he kept on saying it and kept on saying it and kept on saying it to the point of where it's like, and it happens. So it's like, this one was quicker. It's like she said it and he saw it happen. He saw it and looked at it as if he was a hammer and those four were the nails. And it's like, Lisa, sometimes you need to keep your mouth shut because sometimes the cure can actually not be pointing things out at all. Because if you point something out, it could actually make things better or it could make it worse. But the sad part is like, this is a case of where you made it worse. So the good news is that this will most likely be wiped in the next episode. But still, Lisa, that wasn't awesome. And, well, let me just say Marge actually enjoyed it. She adored it too damn well, might I add. Too damn as well. So there we go. That's the end of it. I think it was okay episode. I was pleased to watch it. I didn't have to turn or change the channel. Again, there is some little technicalities when it comes to different universes and if this is one big timeline, which again, always lots of issues in this timeline, but it just makes it messed up being like Homer changed or Homer didn't change or Homer's did. It's like, I'd rather say Homer is different in many universes. The universes that we have right now, Homer acts differently. It sucks that we didn't get the Spring Shield Homer in this, but, oh, don't forget about the one where he actually saved kids by baby-proofing everything and kid-proofing things. It's like, yeah, it's like that Homer or Spring Shield Homer will work perfectly here to the point where it's like there is no problem, there is no issues. But, well, you know how it is. They need to have something to actually get rid of Homer being a crossing guard. It's like, they need something. And, well, not to mention the fact of where there was the bake sale science fair thing and there was a fiasco when it comes to the traffic. And it's like, does crossing guards actually do that with traffic? I don't think crossing guards actually supposed to do that with traffic. Yeah, that's supposed to be a school officer. Yeah, a school policeman. That's the one that's supposed to be doing that, not the crossing guards, unless you just did that with them. And it's like, no, you're supposed to have a freaking school police officer. They never did, believe it or not. I think, yeah, they never actually had one. So, But at least Otto is back. So everything's all fixed. Technically, you could just brought Otto back and be like, okay, and now we're disbanding the freaking damn crossing guards. You may go. I mean, you didn't really have to take down Homer or anything, but whatever. It's what we got in the episode. I can tell you it's at least better than the finale that was last year's. Ooh, snap.
Cops in Springfield.
Bad cops, bad cops. Bad cops, bad cops. Bad cops, bad cops. Bad cops, bad cops. Springfield cops are on the take. But what do you expect for the money we make? Whether in a car or on a horse, we don't mind using excessive force. Bad cops, bad cops. Bad cops, bad cops.
All right, boys.